Hi fans. I'm sorry I did it again. Seems like I always messing up my time zone situation. So the match has already started actually. So I'm going to join the match here as we go. So here we are, we're joining in already in process. Quodlibet against Eucalyx. I'm gonna have to do a quick, they've only got 10 minutes gone in this game. Let's see if they've already played one. Nope, this looks like the first one they've played. So here we are in the first game of their match between Quodlibet and Eucalyx. Give me a minute. I'm going to go on and tweet a note that I am broadcasting live. I get this tweet sent. I'd like to join my Zoom room. So move this Twitter over here. I'll try to keep an eye on in case there's anybody commenting on my YouTube channel. Okay, we're back to the game. Oh, I'm sorry about that, guys. It seems like I always mess up when it comes to figuring out time zone differences. So we've got the game's been going on for about 12 minutes now. Let's see, what's the situation? Quodlibet's got all his ants in. Eucalyx has still 2 ants in reserve. Both players have pill bugs in defensive positions. Quodlibet just played a spider. Looks like he might be going for a spider pin replacement, releasing this ant. Get my Zoom room going here, and I'm going to share my screen. So we can see what's going on. Move that down there like that. Okay, here we go. Now I should be able to be paying some attention here. So Quodlibet has brought in a beetle, preparing attack. Eucalyx only has 1 ant in play. It's pinned. He has a mosquito up in the top part of the hive acting like an ant. But let's see what Eucalyx is going to do. Quodlibet has an ant and a mosquito, both free. This is the first game between these two in this year's tournament. This is the semifinals. And this will be another year that one or the other or both Actually, they've never met in the finals. So one or the other of them has been in the finals every year since 2011. 2011, Eucalyx lost in the quarterfinals to Fu Manchu, but since 2012 all the way to this year, one or the other of them has played in the finals. So it's Quodlibet's turn. Eucalyx brought in an ant. So is Quodlibet going to take advantage of the opportunity and climb his beetle up on the hive? That would be the first guess. Nope. Instead of bringing the beetle up, he decides to pin the queen, giving Eucalyx the opportunity of pinning the first beetle, which he does. Now the question is, will Quodlibet bring in his second beetle? We also have the threat here of a beetle surround. Notice here with the, a pillbug surround, because the pillbug here, if the pillbug could warp the queen away, warping to this spot is already surrounded by 5 bugs. Warping to this spot is already surrounded by 5 bugs. It's a little bit surprised that Eucalyx pinned the beetle from that point of view. But here comes Quad's second beetle. I will try very hard to keep an eye out on the YouTube channel in case anybody checks in and starts commenting. I'm going to also open the lobby here and send a note. I don't know that they will see this or not. See if anybody notices that. I will get the lobby open over here as well. So if anybody comes in, I can see that as well. So Eucalyx used his mosquito to pin the second beetle. And this is an interesting situation. Will Quodlibet attack with his mosquito or not? The interesting situation here is if, of course, the white mosquito moves down here using the ant power like that, then when Eucalyx climbs up, Eucalyx can climb up, and now the mosquito no longer has beetle power. And now Quodlibet is threatening to win, and he's got the game won because not quite, however, because Eucalyx can pin the mosquito. There's no bug available to attack that final spot. But of course, the white beetle will be coming up and over with no problem. So it looks like first blood is going to Quodlibet. Although it's not quite as simple as it seems, because now the black queen has an opportunity to be warped out to there. So Quodlibet will probably have to move this ant Nope. He attacks with the beetle. Negating the opportunity of having the pill bug warp the queen away. Trying to keep an eye on my YouTube channel in case anybody checks in and makes any comments, while trying to keep an eye on the board space lobby as well. In the room watching, we've got Dubé, Louise, and Rise Again. Dubé and Rise Again are both still in the tournament. Louise from Brazil is one of the better players in the world as well. So does Eucalyx have a defense here? I don't think so. Quodlibet can bring in a grasshopper right here, threatening to take the kill shot. And I think it's over. No, not quite. Because if he brings the grasshopper to here, then he can warp the beetle to there, and the grasshopper no longer has a kill shot. Once he gets the beetle warped to there, then he would be threatening to warp out the spider. It's always very complex playing with the pill bug. It's a lot more complex than standard bugs. Time is not an issue right now. We're 21, 22 minutes in, only 1 minute difference between the two players. So I would guess that Quodlibet is probably going to use his beetle and climb up onto the pill bug. Then all he has to worry about is getting one of his grasshoppers inward to take the kill shot. But that might be easier said than done. So I'm sorry I was late getting started on the game tonight. I don't know why I have this thing about messing up time zones. I was thinking it was starting at 10 o'clock my time, when in reality it started at 9 o'clock my time, which should be the same time as Quodlibet. Quodlibet's from South America in Chile, same time zone as me, I believe. For Eucalyx, it's Sunday morning down under in Australia, where Eucalyx currently lives. The big question, of course, is whether Quodlibet can get a kill shot available with the grasshopper. He almost has to climb up onto the pill bug, I would think. I don't think there's, because if he brings in a grasshopper, he could bring a grasshopper to right here, but then Eucalyx could warp either. No, he would have to warp the beetle away. And then he would be threatening to warp either the spider or the queen. So that's probably what Quodlibet is considering right now. Let's take a look at one other option. What would happen if one of the two ants were to move to there? Nope, I don't think that's viable, because then the beetle, if the beetle moves, that ant would be free. So I'm still going to be betting on beetle covering the black pill bug. And I notice on the YouTube channel, even though I've moved the Zoom window down out of the way, on the YouTube channel, it is blocking the timing. So I'll have to keep you all informed as to what the timing is. Quodlibet is at 16, just past 16 minutes. It's used a little over 5 minutes more than Eucalyx. In the early rounds of the tournament, they were 4-game matches. Here in the latter rounds, it's a 6-game match. So this is game 1. This is game 1 of a 6-game match. I guess what I could do, of course, if you have the here in board space, there's an option. I'll show it right up here. Track mice. If that's checked, you will actually see where white and black's mouse is. So sometimes you can actually get an idea on what they're thinking about if they move their mouse around on the screen. But you never know. Good players sometimes will use that as an opportunity to fake their opponent out by moving their mouse when they don't really plan on doing something. You can see Quodlibet's mouse, his little white dot showed up right there. I have my second screen up here to my right. If you keep seeing me look over that direction, I've got my Twitter feed up and I have my YouTube channel up so I can actually see if anybody comes on. The last time I broadcast live, I didn't realize there were a lot of people commenting and I didn't see those comments. So that's why I have that up this evening. Right now, we've got Dubé, Louise, Rise Again, and me. We're all in the game room watching. Quodlibet and Eucalyx have met before in tournament action. 2019, on his way to his third World Championship, Quodlibet Eucalyx beat Eucalyx 4-2 in the quarterfinals. In 2017, Eucalyx ended up losing to Judoka in the finals. Quodlibet tied for third. They played 1-1 draw in an early round in which Black won both games. That was Quodlibet's only possibility, was to warp the beetle away. I'm sorry, Eucalyx's only opportunity was to warp the beetle away. Quodlibet really quickly and now the pill bug is completely surrounded. Oh, nope, maybe he's not going to do it that way. Now the black spider has to move, and now the white beetle has to cover the pill bug. Yep. It's a lot more complex than you think when you've got the pill bug in there defending. That's an interesting situation here as well, because now when this ant moves away, yep, Quodlibet just played his last bug. And it looks like what's going to end up happening is the grasshopper is going to do a hop around to there and to there, and there's nothing can be done about it, I don't think. Because if the black ant leaves its duty on pinning the mosquito, then the mosquito climbs up and takes the kill shot on the next move. So Eucalyx has defended bravely here at the end, but it looks like Quodlibet's going to take the first game. I don't think there's any defense. I always hate losing with an ant in reserve. It looks like Eucalyx might be in that situation. Bringing the ant in now. There's this little pocket right here. When the grasshopper jumps to there, there's nothing to stop the grasshopper from taking the kill shot into here. So it looks like Quodlibet is going to take game one. About 6 minutes difference in time. Quodlibet is almost 20 minutes. Eucalyx is approaching the 14-minute mark. Yep, and the mosquito climbs up and there's nothing to stop it. And Quodlibet takes the first game. Excellent game. Apologize again for getting started late. Time zones still get me all confused. So game one goes to Quodlibet. Relatively short game compared to some of their games. This took less than 40 minutes. Less than 35 minutes, actually. So very short game compared to them. So Quodlibet's going to take a break for a minute. So I'm going to close the window, bring over the lobby. Write a little note here. Hi, guys. Stop the time zone again with a smile. I am live in a Zoom room on my YouTube channel. So Christian laughs. He says, I was expecting that after your no-show, so I'm going to make a little note here. I even set an alarm on my phone and thought that I had set it too early. Off. Smiley face. Let me send a tweet here. Quodlibet wins one, playing white. Tweet. So like I mentioned earlier, these two players, Quodlibet and Eucalyx. Quodlibet is Christian Galeas, and two Christians actually, Christian Galeas and Christian Sperling. One or the other of them has been in the finals at the tournament for quite a long time. The last tournament that did not have one or the other of them in the finals was 2011, the year that I won. Since then, Eucalyx lost to Fu Manchu in 2012. Eucalyx lost to Image 13 in 2013. Eucalyx beat Stepanzo in 2014. Quodlibet beat Navir in 2015. Zimaru beat Quodlibet in 2016. Judoka beat Eucalyx in 2017. Then Quodlibet beat Judoka in 2018 and 2019. So since 2012, one or the other of them has been in the finals. And of course, this is a semifinal match. So the winner of this match will go to the final. So they'll keep up that same streak another year with one or the other of them in the finals. Two of the best players in the world playing against one another this evening. And I'm going to, for a minute here, pull this up, go to board space. Board space is really good. You can go down here to edit user information. Pick a user. We'll pick Quodlibet. Click on Hive. Click there, get their results, and you get all the results that the two of them have played. So Quodlibet's gone to room one. Quodlibet will be playing black in game two. Eucalyx will be playing white. You can see some of these times on the amount of time they've played. Here's one 48, 43, 40 and 33, 43, 43, 66 and 58. That was a long one. Looks like they're about ready to start. Nope, not quite yet. A little bit about the two players. Eucalyx, playing under the online name of Eucalyx, is Christian Sperling. He's originally from Germany, moved to Australia in 2012. He's the mentor for many players online. In fact, he was my mentor when I first started. He taught me an awful lot, beat me on a regular basis. Seems like you learn more from the games that you lose. He's been playing Hive continuously since 2018. And he's instrumental in actually having the tournament opening rule put into effect. The tournament opening rule, of course, is the rule that you cannot lead with your queen. You have to play one or the other of the bugs rather than the queen on the first turn. What we learned back in 2008, which was the first time that Eucalyx played in the finals. That was when there was only one expansion, just the mosquito, before the ladybug and pillbug. The finals that year, Eucalyx lost to Ah Chong, 3 games to 1. They had 27 draws, because once you realize that if you open with the queen and your opponent doesn't, it gives you a distinct advantage. Very quickly, both players realize they have to open with queen, and with the 2 queens sitting side by side, the opportunity for draws drastically increase. So 2008, Ah Chong 3, Eucalyx 1 with 27 draws. That was primary reason why the tournament rule has been put into effect. Even though it's not a real rule from John Yanni and Gen 42 games in the Hive rules, it has become a standard tournament opening rule here at the World Championship on board space. Looks like they're about ready to go. Game room 1 is launching, so as soon as we have the spectate button, we'll click, make it full screen, shrink that, make that full screen. Actually, I'm going to try something different here. Let's don't make it full screen. Let's do this. And maybe the little zoom window won't get in the way. So Eucalyx likes starting with the mosquito. That's how he started again this evening. In game 2, Quodlibet starts with a spider, a ladybug, and a queen. And of course, the white ant pins. And Quodlibet brings in his first ant. So neither pillbug has entered the game yet. And the first pause as Eucalyx is thinking. And the first white beetle comes in to attack. Is Quodlibet going to pin it or attack himself? We shall see. Get the lobby open here so I can see who all's in the room. Rise again, that's Ben and Luis Rubiero from Brazil. Nope, Quodlibet brings in the mosquito. And the white beetle moves forward. Black beetle comes in to defend. Now the question is, nope, Eucalyx thought he'd better take an opportunity to get the pill bug in. Otherwise, he runs the risk of getting stuck with no pill bug. I never like this opportunity here where black has the chance of moving the mosquito right here next to the pill bug and warping away either the pill bug or the queen away from each other. So we'll see if Quodlibet tries something like that or brings in another ant. Thing about bringing another ant is there's not a great spot to bring it, because if you bring it in somewhere around in this area, if the white beetle moves forward, that releases the white ant and can pen some of these bugs back here. So let's see what Quodlibet has up his sleeve here. Game 2 has just started. Quodlibet won the first one. And he does bring in another ant. So just like last game, Quodlibet got his ants in early. Eucalyx actually lost game 1 with an ant still in reserve. But interestingly, Quodlibet's pill bug is not yet into the game. So here comes a white ant. And Quodlibet wastes no time pinning it. Of course, he pins it up against the white queen. But Eucalyx has a great defensive situation here with both the mosquito and the pill bug adjacent to his queen. And Quodlibet already has 2 of his 3 hive climbing bugs in play. Beetle number 1 has been brought in, and the mosquito has already been brought in. White spider comes in. Possibility of attacking. Is Quodlibet going to bring the pill bug in? Yep, gets his pill bug in. Now the choice is here. He either warps the queen away or climbs up with the beetle. Oh, that's interesting. Leaving the pill bug. They're telling me they can't see board space, so let me get over here to my Zoom room. Okay, Quodlibet brings in another ant. And just like that, Eucalyx has pinned 2 ants. And a black beetle comes in. Well, my YouTube channel says 5 people are watching. Thank you very much for joining this evening. We're in game 2 of Eucalyx versus Quodlibet. Quodlibet won the first one. The white pill bug gets warped away, freeing the white mosquito. Which would allow the white mosquito to act as a defensive piece if the black ant continues to move forward. I'm sorry, the black beetle continues to move forward. It's interesting, even though that Quodlibet is a 3-time world champion, they've only played 18 games on board space. All of them have tournament games, and Eucalyx leads 9-8 with 1 draw. Over at Board Game Arena, Eucalyx leads 5-2 with 1 draw. So with Quodlibet winning the first game here, they're now tied in games played, games won here at Board Space. Very interesting situation here. Eucalyx got a beetle up early, covered the black queen. Black beetle recovered. So now the queen is fairly well lodged in her spot. The question will be, can white bring enough attacking bugs into the game? Black does have a good defending ladybug here, and of course the black pill bug, even though it's not directly adjacent to the black queen, is in a good defensive spot. Right now, of course, the white spider cannot be warped away, but if this spot here is filled, either one of these bugs would possibly be able to be warped away. Quodlibet still has a free ant and the mosquito, where Eucalyx still has an ant in reserve. Both players are from the Southern Hemisphere, so I hope it's nice, beautiful spring days where they are in Chile and Australia. Here in Florida in the US, still summer even though it's October. Haven't had any hurricanes though this season, so that's a good thing. Eucalyx has the most history in board space tournaments. He started the first tournament in 2008. He's played every tournament since then, winning his championship in 2014. So we've got two champions. Quodlibet, of course, is the current world champion, three-time world champion, in fact. He's won the last 2 years. He beat Judoka in both 2018 and 2019, and beat Navir in 2015. In 2016, Quodlibet lost to Zimaru in the final, so he was runner-up in 2017. Quodlibet tied for third in the tournament. So he has quite an experience as well. Two experienced, top-notch Hive players playing this evening. And Quodlibet is taking his time on this move. Probably trying to determine whether he should be attacking, bringing the beetle, climbing the beetle up, or worrying about defending. Oh, there we go. Mosquito moves forward, which will allow the mosquito to climb up if white should attack. He's not in any hurry to get his second black beetle atop the hive. Even though it's extremely difficult to win if you don't neutralize the pill bug. In fact, it's impossible to win if you don't neutralize the pill bug. The easiest way to neutralize the pill bug is by covering either it or the queen with the beetle. And Eucalyx has already gotten that accomplished, although Quodlibet recovered with the beetle as well. That was an interesting move. The white mosquito, using pill bug power, warped the black spider away. And of course, that serves a couple different purposes. One is it possibly frees the queen to move, but it now locks both this ladybug and this ant in place. They are both now pinned. So that put Eucalyx ahead in the ant game. Because now all three of Quodlibet's ants are pinned. Eucalyx has one free ant and one ant still in reserve. So we'll see what Quodlibet's next move is going to be. Climbs up with, oh, no, maybe. Climbs up with the mosquito. The way timing works here in board space tournaments, there's a time limit. There's not a rigid time limit in total time, What it is it's a comparison of the amount of time that you take compared to the amount of time your opponent takes. In the early rounds, it's a plus 10. Here in the final rounds, it's a plus 12. So if you ever reach a point where you have used 12 minutes or more, 12 or more minutes, if the difference between what you've used and what your opponent has used is 12 minutes, then you lose on time. So right now, Quodlibet is at plus 7. It's his turn and time is ticking off. He's not giving Eucalyx any positions to bring in new bugs around his queen. But here comes the second white beetle. Of course, if you've played Hive for any length of time, you realize a spider is the weakest bug in the Hive. Here, Quodlibet, reigning champion Quodlibet, puts his spider to good use. By placing the spider there, it creates this pocket and releases this ladybug. So it actually provides an extremely good defensive purpose here in this particular spot. The ladybug is now free to move, vacating the kill space, making it more difficult for Eucalyx to win. So is Eucalyx going to attack with the beetle or bring another bug in? Brought in his final ant. Quodlibet must be confident in his defensive positioning because the beetle begins the attack. So far, this is a grasshopperless game. All 6 grasshoppers are still in reserve. Eucalyx has 4 bugs total in reserve with 3 grasshoppers and a spider. Quodlibet only has the 3 grasshoppers. Of course, good Hive players are constantly doing bug counts. Do I have enough bugs to win? Does my opponent have enough bugs to win? So if we do a quick bug count here, white has 3 vacant spaces to fill, 4 once the ladybug moves away. He's got an ant here, a beetle there, grasshopper here. White has plenty of bugs in reserve and mobile bugs. Let's talk about black. Black's biggest problem right now, Quodlibet's biggest problem, is that he has not yet neutralized the pill bug. If Eucalyx selects to warp the queen away, this black beetle is quite a ways away, although both of these bugs are within striking distance. And of course, white can actually warp the queen away using either the pill bug or the mosquito. That's interesting. Is he going after the pill bug or after the black beetle? Will Quodlibet defend or continue the advance of the second beetle? that placement of that grasshopper, what it does is it provides a pin on the ladybug underneath the mosquito. So now the mosquito is free to move. So Eucalyx feels that covering the pill bug is his best option. And the black beetle marches forward. Right, currently, if the black beetle covers the white queen, the white mosquito is right there, but he elects to move the white queen away. This should be very interesting. Let's look at Eucalyx's options here on attacking. He starts with a spider, places it here, and goes 1, 2, 3. That would get a spot, attacking spot into that one. A grasshopper. It's going to free up an ant. That virtually forces Eucalyx to do something with this ant. Yep. Now will Quodlibet pin the ant or continue moving forward with the beetle? Right now we've got 4 spectators in the room. I'm in the room, of course. Dubé, Rise Again, and Louise are also in the room. Quodlibet sitting at +6.5 in time. So let's go back to the Eucalyx's attacking opportunities. White spider to here, 1, 2, 3 fills that spot. Actually, he might be better off with bringing the white spider in here and going 1, 2, 3 and filling that spot with the spider, because it's easier to get a grasshopper to attack that spot, second grasshopper to attack that spot, and then the beetle to take the kill shot. But if there's one thing I've learned from watching Quodlibet, he will come up with a good defense. But he's only got 1 grasshopper left in reserve, so it looks like right now he's definitely on the defensive. Yes, it's a very different game playing with all of the expansion bugs. Quodlibet elects to continue his march forward. And that's what we thought. The spider comes in there, so the spider can attack into this spot here. Continues moving forward. The spider will attack. Now, one interesting thing here that Quodlibet can do is, using the ladybug, which is in a good defensive position, looking at the white grasshoppers. In order to get white grasshoppers into position, what that ladybug move did there was it limited the opportunities for white grasshoppers to be placed with kill shot capability attacking in the critical spots. Now, there are a couple options for Eucalyx. He could play grasshopper here, grasshopper there, and then use the two grasshoppers to piggyback over one another. Are there any other options to getting a grasshopper into attacking position? I don't think so. I think the best opportunity would be interesting, a hop around. Although if he hops into hop around would get the hopper from here to here and then to there. But of course, if he jumps to there, then the black mosquito could cover it and keep it from getting into its final spot. But he does have two ants mobile. So it will be interesting. We've got the Quodlibet's definitely on the defensive here. Even if Quodlibet were to advance with the beetle and cover the queen, he doesn't have enough bugs in reserve to carry out a very successful attack. Looked like he might have considered placing his final grasshopper there, which of course would do a couple different things. One is it would negate this spot as a spawning point, but also oh, interesting. The mosquito comes down, gives him another bug that can operate like an ant. So the black mosquito comes down off the hive, gains ant movement, Very interesting game here. What's he going to do with the defending mosquito? Interesting. Let's look at some of Eucalyx's attacking options. If either one of these ants moves into there, the other ant will be threatening to win. So that would require the ant to be pinned, although it is possible that you could set up a block by putting a bug there instead. But if the ant comes into here, black defends against the other ant. When this grasshopper jumps to there, now this beetle is threatening, and that's what the black mosquito was brought over to cover this white beetle. Interesting. So to think that through, if the black mosquito is going up onto the white beetle, use the beetle now as a spawn point for another grasshopper, so that when this grasshopper jumps, this grasshopper can come into there. So it would be grasshopper to here, ant to there, do something to defend against the ant. And I'm wrong completely. Why did he do that? I don't understand why he did that. What did he see that I don't see? Maybe he did that. Maybe he did that so that he could open the gate to get one of the ants into that position here. Using one of the grasshoppers to free an ant with a pen replacement. Interesting. Definitely thinking more long term, because if the grasshopper gets the pen replacement, then an ant can attack here. The second ant can go there. I don't know. Oh, he continues moving forward. He must be confident in his defense. Very interesting. Now does you... Okay, here comes... Okay, yep, attacking into there. I just don't think that Aha. Is there another way to develop another spawn point for a grasshopper? Imagine this. No. Because if the ladybug were out here and a grasshopper attacked, then that would free this ant. So now he's got 2 spaces to fill. Does he have the ability to get bugs into those 2 spaces? If the spider attacks here, then that creates a gate where the ant can't get into there. If the ant attacks to there, that frees up this. So, does white have the ability to get another bug into that spot? I don't think so. So let's take a look at what he might be planning on doing here. By bringing the ladybug out, he can use it as a spawn point for the grasshopper. The grasshopper jumps to there, and then can that ladybug get to there? Black spider defending. Because now, if the final white grasshopper goes to there, so the fight now becomes, does Eucalyx have a method of getting the final white grasshopper into an attacking position? So can Quodlibet force a draw? That would be the interesting question. Now, of course, the white grasshopper that won, the black spider can pin the white ladybug. If he doesn't attack, then the black spider comes out. Can he force a squeeze? Oh, as long as black has the... Why that? This highlights one of the disadvantages of pinning with a spider. You don't have the flexibility. If this were an ant, it could just shift the pin. But because it's a spider, once the white queen gets to that point, it's going to free the ladybug. That frees the ladybug. Ah, okay. Yeah. Same thing goes up here with the grasshopper. The grasshopper does not have the flexibility to shift the pin on the ant. Quodlibet has freed a defending black ant. He might be able to come up with a defense that would allow this to become a draw. Yep. Now the question is, can Eucalyx playing white force Quodlibet into bugzwang, forcing him to move something that he doesn't want to move? Of course, as long as he has the ant out here, he can just shift the pin back and forth, wasting time. Of course, he also, as long as he has the black beetle up above atop the hive, he can waste time with that as well. So I think Quodlibet has defended here. Is there any way that Eucalyx is going to come up with a victory? He's got to move the white ant out to do something with it. My guess would be he's going to use the white ant to pin the black ant. Because I don't think, well, let's see. If the black beetle moves forward, black would need Black would need 4 bugs to win. He's got a black ant. Eucalyx is, I think, is ready to offer a draw, and I think Quodlibet's ready to take it. Oh, game ended in a draw. Quodlibet came up with a defense. Eucalyx just commented to Quodlibet that it was well defended, and it was. The key to the defense was freeing that black ant with the black grasshopper. Once black got that ant free, I don't think there was any way that white was going to win. So guys, it looks like this is it for this evening. Thank you all very much for watching. Quodlibet says it's almost midnight there, Saturday night. So 2 games are down. Quodlibet leads 1.5 to 1/2 in this possible six game match. First one to 3.5 points. Quodlibet leads 1.5 to 1/2. So it'll be interesting to go back and review this game to see if Eucalyx had any forced wins. Quodlibet just commented that he thinks he was lost 10 to 15 minutes ago, 10 to 15 moves ago. Yep, Eucalyx just commented it was your ant escape. Like I mentioned partway through the broadcast, Quodlibet has this ability to come up with these defensive situations. And that's what he did. He turned what looked like a loss into a draw. It's interesting to see the comments by 2 champions. Eucalyx says, I had focused in the center around your queen. Quodlibet says, yeah, I had to change the size of the screen at some point. So they're getting ready to set up the next continuation in 2 or 3 days. So I will keep you all informed. Watch my Twitter feed, Randy Plays Hive at Twitter, or watch for the notifications on Board Game Geek. Wednesday night, Thursday morning might be good for Quodlibet. So I will keep everybody informed. So I'll be watching for that. So until next time, this is Randy Ingersoll. I'll be signing off here very shortly. Thank you very much for watching. Let's get my Zoom room open here. Thank you very much for watching. This is Randy Ingersoll. I'll be signing off. And I'll keep you informed as to when the next match will be held. Of course, there are 2 matches scheduled tomorrow afternoon, one tomorrow afternoon and one late tomorrow evening from my point of view. So hopefully I won't get the times messed up like I did tonight.